Hello there, welcome to the Weird Record Club, and in this episode we're going to rank, in order of stupidity, classic 1960s psychedelic band names. So we're going to look at these surreal, crazy band names mostly from the west coast of the US, and these names, they were sort of ahead of their time in 1966, they were of their time in 1967. They were out of date by 1968, and the band were lumbered with these crazy psychedelic names. But so let's go through them. I'm not going to rank them in order of how much I like the band or how much I like their albums. I'm just going to do it in order of stupidity, silliness. So, one thing that binds all these bands together is they all seem to have food in the title. So let's just give you an idea of what I'm talking about with a few bands that are bubbling under my top five. So Moby Grape, for example, really good. You've got Moby Dick and then a grape, so you've got this kind of surreal juxtaposition. The Lemon Pipers, of course, best known for Green Tambourine, but they also did some more heavily psychedelic bluesy stuff as well on their albums. The Chocolate Watch Band, another example, where you've got a food stuff and then something surreal juxtaposed to it like a watch band. So let's start my top five countdown then of the silliest psychedelic band names with food in the title. So at number five, I have the Ultimate Spinach. So yeah, this is their second album. Now, I'm disappointed that it's not on green or spinach coloured vinyl, so I'm not going to show you the vinyl. But anyway, of course, the Boston Sound, really interesting psychedelic albums, very atmospheric. Now, from what I can tell, the name The Ultimate Spinach came from Ian Bruce Douglas, and he, a member of the band, and I think he was the singer actually and the main songwriter. He was off his head on acid, so the story goes, staring at himself in the mirror, and he took a green marker pen and then covered his face in green psychedelic designs, and then he started saying to himself, "Who is the ultimate spinach? I am the ultimate spinach." And so there we have it. The band name, The Ultimate Spinach. So you got ultimate, really cosmic, and hippie, and then you're brought down with, one of your five a day spinach. So anyway, that's my number five, The Ultimate Spinach. So what do we have at number four? Number four, we have the Electric Prunes. So I think I'll do a video ranking the Electric Prunes album because they're such a good band, and there's so many things to enjoy on most of their albums. So now their name came from their manager Dave Hassinger, and from what I can tell, it seems to be that their name's the punchline of a crappy joke. The joke is, what's purple and hums? An electric prune, and that's where they got their name from. It reminds me of that. What was that joke? What's yellow and dangerous? Shark-infested custard. Well, that would be my name for a British psychedelic band. But anyway, back to the Electric Prunes. They really didn't like that name very much. They thought it was stupid. It was made worse because their manager made them wear these silly purple prune suits for a lot of their gigs. I will show you this, because I know some of you do like a bit of vinyl porn. Show you the record for this one, because it is satisfyingly on prune coloured vinyl. I don't know if you can see that in the lights. It looks blue, but it's actually purpley prune coloured. So there we have it, the Electric Prunes. Now, of course, the Electric Prunes lost the right to their name. The band split up after 3 albums, and the manager just carried on releasing albums using other musicians under their name. So quite an interesting story, and we will come back to the Electric Prunes on this channel. So there we go, Electric Prunes. Let's see what we have at number 3. It is the Holy Mackerel. The Holy Mackerel, yeah. So a studio-based band, really. I think it was centered around the songwriting skills of Paul Williamson and Paul Williams. Got to say, this album I think is wonderful. I came across some of the tracks on compilations, and it's a it's the poppy end of psychedelia, but you get lots of strange effects on the vocals, lots of weird noises, very varied. Sometimes there's the odd country song, there's surreal spoken word, but really good songwriting. And I will show you the vinyl because this is on holy mackerel coloured vinyl. Where the name comes from what I can tell, I haven't. I mean, holy mackerel! It sounds like something Batman would say, but it turns out it's actually what you might call a minced oath. That's when you almost swear but draw back at the last minute, like oh, sugar. So this minced oath, I think, was something like Holy Mary, but instead of saying Mary, you say mackerel to avoid offending the Mother of God. And of course, mackerel snatcher used to be slang for Catholics. There we have it, number 3, the holy mackerel. So, what could be stranger, what could be more silly and surreal than a holy mackerel? Well, I've gone for the strawberry alarm clock. The strawberry alarm clock, just look at the band there in their caftans and their soft furnishings, looking very hippie-ish indeed. So the band used to be carried on stage on flying carpets by their roadies, didn't they? And from what I remember, didn't the bongo player used to have these gas jets on his hands and set fire to them, so it looked like he was playing the bongos with his hands on fire. So anyway, the strawberry alarm clock, best known, of course, for their hit Incense and Peppermints, and that always turns up in films when they want to conjure up the swinging psychedelic 60s. So, how did the strawberry alarm clock get their name? It looks like, from what I can tell, the Strawberry Alarm Clock was formed of 2 bands coming together, and there is a rumor that the band got their name by closing their eyes and putting their finger on a list of the Billboard Hot 100, and their finger landed on Strawberry Fields Forever by the Beatles, and that's how they got the name. That seems to be a bit of a legend, because the band got their name before Strawberry Fields was released. So how did they get their name? Well, it looks like the record company said your name should have strawberry in the title because, you know, strawberries, it's a bit psychedelic. I think there'd been a variety of LSD with strawberries printed on them on the blotters. So strawberries, very psychedelic sounding, so they were looking for another word that would go well with strawberry. And as they were thinking in someone's house, this old alarm clock fell over and broke and made a weird noise. And of course it came to them. There we have it, the strawberry alarm clock. And it's a really good psychedelic name because on the one hand, you've got some fruit in it and you've got this surreal juxtaposition, but the alarm clock, something that wakes you up. And, you know, psychedelia does wake you up to a new world of psychedelic loveliness. So there we have it. Great name in 1966, all the rage in 1967. A bit silly by 1968, but they were stuck with it. Unfortunately, this isn't on strawberry coloured vinyl, but never mind. So, what is number 1 on our list of psychedelic food-related silly band names? I have gone for the Peanut Butter Conspiracy. Peanut Butter Conspiracy, yes. This to me is the ultimate in silly, psychedelic, food-related band names. They also get an extra point because their first album was called The Peanut Butter Conspiracy is Spreading. So that's what takes them to number 1 in my book. This is a compilation of the best of their first, I think they did 3 albums. Third one's not too good, but this is a really good compilation. So this seems to have come from I think it was the drummer, John Voight, and originally they came up with the idea of the Peanut Butter Controversy. The band were previously known as like the Young Swingers and the Ashers, but then the drummer came up with this name, the Peanut Butter Controversy, but then Conspiracy sounded better. So the Peanut Butter Conspiracy, on the one hand you've got the food stuff, a bit silly, And then you've got conspiracy, so something a bit more serious and political. So you've got a conspiracy about peanut butter. So peanut butter conspiracy are number one on my list. And of course, the name, the peanut butter conspiracy, it rolls off the tongue, but it sticks to the roof of your mouth. There we have it. So what do you think? Have I missed any bands that should be on this list of the top 5 food-related, surreal, silly, psychedelic band names? Well, put them in the comments. That's all for now. I will see you next time on the Weird Record Club.